Good evening, Mr. Chair and members. My name is Cesar Lopez. I am with the Texas Hospital Association. I'm here this evening to testify on HB 1617.
Thank you, sir.
I'll try to be brief. I first off want to thank Dr. Bonin and his staff for their work on this issue. Our concern in this space has always been the amount of discovery that hospitals have been subjected to in these PI cases, particularly in cases where hospitals are not even a party to the lawsuit. We did receive a copy of the sub over the weekend. We appreciate the potential for a solution to that issue. We did send Dr. Bond and staff some edits to that sub, cleanup language that we think is necessary to fix a few issues. And so we just look forward to continuing that work with Dr. Bond and his staff and the stakeholders. Again, I want to thank you all for staying here so late this evening, and any questions you might have, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you, Cesar. Any questions? No, thank you. I know Dr. Bonin will continue. Did you have one, Madam Vice Chair?
I just had a quick one. I wanted to understand what your position would be relative to what the doctors have said in terms of the hospital being treated different than the actual doctors.
So I can't speak to the discussions on the physician portion of the sub.
The portion I'm asking to speak to is, what is your thought with regard to hospitals being treated differently than the doctors?
Again, I was here representing hospitals. Any discussions that we had in this was with regards to the hospitals, what is now the hospital portion of this bill, I suppose I can say. The reason we proposed using our charge master as sort of the standard to take a percentage from that was because it's widely available, it's free to access. Hospitals should be posting that information publicly. I don't know if it's on a webpage or wherever, but it should be posted somewhere publicly for every hospital. Again, we have almost 500 hospital members. There are over 600 hospitals in the state of Texas, so there are probably some that aren't complying with that. I know there was some reference to fair health this evening. I'm not an expert on fair health, but I do understand that there is a cost associated with accessing fair health. I did not handle the surprise billing bill two years ago last session, but my understanding is that the state is picking up the cost of the access, the licensing fee for fair health under those provisions. So again, if that's a consideration, I just want to remind everybody that there's going to be, I'm sure Fair Health would be happy to talk to somebody about that.
I'm curious because they made mention that hospitals were being treated differently, and I just wondered what your thought was, whether you think that's accurate or not. I
don't believe that is accurate. I heard somebody say that this was a sweetheart deal. I do not agree with that. Again, our concern here was trying to avoid the mountains of discovery that we've been subjected to in these cases. And so
I get that part, but I was just curious if you thought there was a difference actually being there, if there was a difference that was really being done here.
I do not.
I understand that when there's legislation, everybody tries to figure out how to fill themselves out. I get that part of it. I was just trying to ask if you thought there was unfair treatment in that regard. So thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you, Cesar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?